So let's do a quick summary. We're right on target here. We're at 90 minutes. The astrology chart is a 24-hour clock. So I'm hoping that if those of you who look at charts on a regular basis, you can immediately, you don't have to, you can look at the chart and have an idea of what time this person was born immediately. It's just a nice little check. When someone starts talking to you about their chart, they start saying, well, I have a 10th house sun. And then you say, what time are you born? Oh, 6 to 8 a.m.? No, you can't be. You can't be born 6 to 8 a.m. and have a 10th house sun. It's not, you know 6 to 8 a.m. is going to put them at the most, at least you know it's in the 1st house or the 12th house. At least you know that much. You can narrow it down from there. The time of birth gives insight immediately. We didn't go too much into that, but I think I started to, and I said, you know, if you're born at sunrise, you're going to go get it. If you're born at noon, you want to be seen. You're born at 6 p.m., generally signals time to have fun. I'm on my own clock, I'm on my own time. You're very social. And if you're born at midnight, there's oftentimes a great need to have a lot of privacy, and home is very important. And here's just another wild thought. It's not wild, it's actually a legitimate concern. Because more and more birds are being timed out with cesarean section. We're losing a lot of our people that are born from 6 p.m. until 6 a.m. And that will have a profound effect on the evolution of our culture and our people. Because we're going to be losing less and less, and we're getting fewer and fewer of those people with those skill sets. So that says something about where our culture is going, and that's already in play, I suspect, over this last 20 years. So the sun sign indicates who you are becoming, which is a much better way, I think, very empowering to think of that rather than who I am. Who am I becoming? And then there's always a connection between the houses and the signs as well. So I think we wrapped up. As DeAndre said, we have a follow-up here. And again, we're not going to talk about this. We're now talking about predictive astrology. If anyone knows they're going to be at that lecture, there are a couple of conditions. If you know you're going to come, please, and you would like to have your chart put up, because when we're talking predictive, we're going to actually talk about some charts that we can work with here. You can email me. I'm not going to take your information today because I want to make sure you're going to be here. So you can email me. You've seen it at maryswick.com through their website. Just email me. I just need your first name, or if you want to give me your last name, that's fine. Give me your birth information. I must have a birth time. You can't guess at it. So if you're not sure of your birth time, then please tell me, unsure of my birth time. I can use it in a different method. We're going to be looking at charts that we don't know birth times, and we're going to be looking at charts that we do have birth times. So let me know which category you're in. I'll acknowledge that you sent me your information. Again, depending upon the response, we'll see how many I can get worked in. But we're going to be, actually, I want to use some charts that we have some, because we're going to go back in time a little bit first to verify prediction, and then we'll go forward a little bit as well. And then, so that's the introduction to predictive astrology. These are going to be easy techniques that you don't have to necessarily have a computer program. You don't have to dig a lot of time in an ephemeris. These are things that you could actually, in theory, someone put a chart in front of you, and you could say a few things. Oh, what happened at age 6? What happened at age 10? Oh, 25. I can see that's an interesting year for you. You can make some comments. Again, maybe it's in hindsight, right? But it's still predictive that you can see it in a timeline. And then, of course, you can use it for the future. And then May 4th, we're going to be talking specifically about the solar eclipse that's happening in May. May 10th is the solar eclipse, and we'll be here on May 4th talking about it. It won't be quite as PowerPoint-driven as this one is, because this was just a lot of information. And yeah, I've really enjoyed your presence and your interest, and I'll take one. What's that?
Number one, how long is that period of time change until it goes back to the 6 a.m. is not 5 a.m.?
Well, it would be in the fall, when we go back to standard time again.
Oh, we go back up. Okay.
Right, so really it's only the people that are born, when you're talking about a birth date, if you're trying to do this in your head, you have to realize, birth times, the date has shifted a little bit over the years. I think it's a little bit earlier than it used to be, because it's already happened in March. It used to be April 1, that was my memory years ago, decades ago. So we know that April, May, June, July, August, September, and even through the end of October, those dates could be 1 hour earlier.
And the second question is, you said like 8, 10, 10 to 12. What if you right on that 10 area?
That's where you need to have your chart done. By the way, anyone wants to have a quick chart done, you can just put free astrology chart, Google free astrology chart. many programs there. You just put your information in, and it will spit out a chart for you. So then you can see, you're going to be on the cusp, clearly. You're going to be right on one side or the other. But if it's a minute or two inside, it's very clear. If you're sitting right on it, generally give more preference to the house it's moving into. Here's just a thing, I'm surprised no one asked me, but generally this whole question about cusp, things about cusp. If someone's on the cusp, think of it this way. Generally, you have maybe some of more the negative qualities of the sign you're on the cusp of that you're leaving, and more of the positive qualities of the one you're moving into. It's a good way to kind of look at it. Anyhow, thank you so much. We need to get out of here and get the next week.